Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever wondered if that 1978 D. Washington quarter in your pocket could be worth a small fortune? Well, you're in the right place, because today, we're diving into the story behind the 1978 D. Washington quarter and why some versions of this coin could make you rich. Let's take a quick journey back to 1978. This was a time when Jimmy Carter was president, disco was in full swing, and the U.S. Mint was striking quarters that would go on to become prized collectibles. First, let's talk about the D Mint mark. The D means this quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, and in 1978, they produced nearly 288 million of these. One of the key factors in any coin's value is its condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved in mint state, or close to it, can be worth much more. A 1978 D Washington quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition could fetch several $100s, depending on the grade. And if you happen to have one in MS 67 or higher, you're looking at some real profit. So what exactly is MS 67? In coin grading, the mint state scale goes from 60 to 70, with 70 being absolutely flawless. Achieving an MS 67 or higher grade is incredibly rare, especially for a coin that's over 40 years old. But here's where it gets even more exciting. There are rumors and legends of extremely rare error coins from 1978, possibly unique to the Denver Mint. These errors might include off-center strikes, doubling, or even an ultra-high grade with no visible flaws. If you ever come across one of these varieties, you could be holding onto a coin worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. To check your quarter for these rare and valuable features, you'll need a magnifying glass or a microscope. Look closely at details like Washington's profile, the word liberty, and "In God We Trust" for any signs of doubling. These small details can mean big bucks. Another tip for finding a high-value 1978 D. Washington quarter is to attend coin shows or check online auctions. You'd be surprised at the coins people overlook. Plus, getting a professional opinion can help you understand the true value of your find. So, if you've got a 1978 D. Washington quarter, take a close look. While not every quarter will be worth millions, there are a few out there that could be. Who knows? Maybe you've got one hiding in plain sight. We're diving into the story of one specific quarter, the 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar, that has stirred up quite the buzz. Could it be worth millions? Let's dig into its history, value, and what makes it so interesting. Let's go back to 1967, a time when the U.S. Mint was making some big changes. The 60s saw high demand for coins, partly because silver had been removed from quarters in 1965, making people hoard older coins for their silver value. To keep up with demand and prevent people from hoarding new coins, the Mint took drastic steps. From 1965 to 1967, the Mint stopped putting mint marks on any coins. This included the quarter. That's why you won't see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco on these coins. It was a strategy to discourage people from collecting them by region, making it impossible to know where a coin was minted. So, what makes the 1967 quarter stand out today? For one, it's a part of an unusual period in U.S. coin history when no quarters had mint marks. But beyond that, collectors are specifically interested in high-quality versions of this coin. See, finding a 1967 quarter in pristine condition, especially one graded as MS 67 or higher, is very rare. Coins graded MS 67 and above are nearly flawless, showing little to no wear or marks. Due to the high circulation of quarters at that time, coins from 1967 are usually heavily worn. So, finding one in top condition is like striking gold. Now, let's talk numbers. While a typical 1967 quarter in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, those rare high-grade coins can command serious prices. Recently, quarters graded at MS 67 or higher have sold for thousands of dollars. In fact, a pristine 1967 quarter even fetched around $8,800 at auction. Imagine that. Nearly $9,000 for a 25-cent coin. But why? High-grade coins are scarce, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. especially for unique years like this with no mint marks. If you've got a 1967 quarter, here's how you can tell if it's valuable. First, check the condition. If it looks clean, with little wear and strong detail, it could be worth grading by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. You're hoping for an MS67 or higher. Remember, even minor scratches or blemishes can lower a coin's grade and value significantly. And if it's below an MS65, the value drops considerably, so make sure it's worth sending in for grading. So, can a 1967 no-mint mark quarter really be worth millions? Not quite, but it can certainly be worth thousands if it's in near-perfect condition. Coins in high demand and pristine condition can fetch astonishing prices. Always remember, the better the condition, the higher the value. If you've got a 1967 quarter, it's worth taking a closer look. Who knows? You might be holding onto a small fortune. We're diving into a surprising piece of pocket change, the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Could this everyday quarter actually be worth millions? Let's take a look. 1995 D Mint Mark quarter worth millions? Show close-up of a 1995 D quarter dollar. Let's start with a bit of background. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, celebrating George Washington's 200th birthday. While early quarters were 90% silver, by 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel composition to keep costs low. Fast forward to 1995, and the Denver Mint produced a substantial number of quarters to meet demand. But as collectors know, it's not always about the quantity, but the unique qualities that make certain quarters special. Misstrikes, double dies, or off-center errors can drive up the value of these quarters. Certain rare errors can turn a quarter from pocket change into a treasure. Coins in near-perfect condition, known as mint state, are highly valuable to collectors. A 1995 D quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition could be worth several times its face value. Some 1995 D quarters with rare features, like repunched mint marks or unusual finishes, have caught the eye of collectors. If you've got one with any of these characteristics, you might be holding onto a fortune. So what about the big money? Although most 1995 D quarters aren't worth millions, there are exceptions. An auction record for a high-quality error coin can sometimes reach thousands of dollars, and the demand for unique pieces has grown recently. But keep in mind, the millions in value are usually tied to once-in-a-lifetime rarities or minting errors that make them highly desirable to collectors. The D should be clearly visible on the coin, indicating it was minted in Denver. Use a magnifying glass to spot any doubling, cracks, or irregularities on Washington's face, the eagle, or the rim. The better the condition, the higher the value. If you've got a 1995 D that's still shiny and has minimal wear, it might be worth more than you think. Found a potentially rare 1995 D quarter? Here's the million-dollar question. Should you sell or hold on to it? If your coin has unique features or is in exceptional condition, consider getting it professionally graded to confirm its worth. A certified coin with a high grade can fetch an even higher price from collectors or at auction. And there you have it, the mystery of the 1995 D Mint Mark quarter. From its historical roots to the potential of finding an ultra-rare gem, it's amazing how much value can be hidden in plain sight. So next time you get change back, be sure to check your quarters carefully. Who knows? You might just strike it rich. We're diving into a fascinating coin with a surprising story. The 1998 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark. Could this quarter be hiding a fortune? Let's find out. So, let's go back to 1998. The U.S. Mint was getting ready to launch its ambitious 50-state quarters program, which would begin in 1999 and feature designs representing each state. But in 1998, the standard Washington quarter was still being struck with the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. These quarters were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, and that's where our D Mint mark comes in. The D stands for Denver, where millions of these quarters were produced. In fact, more than 821 million Washington quarters were minted in Denver in 1998. But don't let those high numbers fool you. There are rare variations and unique mint errors that make certain 1998 D quarters worth a lot more than just 25 cents. So, what should you be looking for? First, let's talk about mint errors. Coins can be accidentally struck with mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or unique planchet flaws. These errors make certain coins incredibly valuable. Collectors go wild for these variations because they're rare and often stunning to look at. If you find a 1998 D quarter with a noticeable error, especially on the obverse where George Washington's profile is, or if there's any doubling on the date, you could have a very valuable coin on your hands. Now, here's where it gets exciting. While most 1998 D quarters aren't worth much above face value, those with rare errors have sold for impressive sums at auction. One exceptional example in pristine condition even reached over $1,000. And who knows? Some believe the right error could push these coins up to even higher prices. Mint state quarters, especially those graded MS68 or MS69 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are highly sought after by collectors. For some top-graded examples, values can range into hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the condition and unique features. Coins in better condition without scratches or wear are far more valuable. If you think your coin could be worth a lot, having it graded by PCGS or NGC can give you an exact idea of its market value. Lastly, if you discover you've got a valuable 1998 D quarter, be sure to protect it. Store it in a safe coin holder to prevent any damage. Coin collectors prize well-preserved coins, so every scratch or fingerprint can lower its value. Who knew a 1998 D quarter could potentially be worth so much, right? Whether you're just starting out or are a seasoned collector, remember, check those coins in your change. You never know what treasures you might find. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more coin collecting tips. Now, each of the 2020 quarters has its own unique design on the reverse side. But what makes the 2020 D quarters extra intriguing to collectors are the variations and errors that have been reported. Some of these errors include die cracks, doubling, and striking errors, which can make a coin even more valuable to the right buyer. So what about the value? Right now, the 2020 D quarter may not seem like a jackpot. However, certain error coins have already sold for thousands of dollars due to their rarity. With time, scarcity, and collector demand, some of these coins could indeed reach high values, especially in near-perfect condition or with rare mint errors. Let's break down why some 2020 D quarters could potentially reach that million-dollar status one day. Number 1 is rarity. While the 2020 D quarters are still relatively common, coins with verified errors are much scarcer. Number 2, condition. Coins that are graded by professional grading services and score highly are always in greater demand. And finally, as more collectors start to focus on modern coins, this increased interest could drive prices even higher. 2020 was an unusual year, and that extended to coin production as well. With fewer people using cash due to the pandemic, there was actually a coin shortage that led the US Mint to increase production at some points. So while millions of these coins were made, the unique conditions surrounding the 2020 minting have already sparked a new wave of interest in modern quarters. Now, here's a tip if you're trying to find a 2020 D quarter worth keeping. Look closely for any doubling or unusual marks on the coin. The closer to mint condition, the better, and always consider having any promising finds professionally graded. A small investment in grading can lead to big returns if your coin turns out to be special. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 2015 D quarter dollar. You may be surprised to learn that this coin could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents, maybe even millions. Stay tuned as we uncover the history, unique features, and potential worth of the 2015 D quarter dollar. Let's go back to 2015. This year was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a special series from the United States Mint that began in 2010 and ran until 2021. The series highlighted iconic national parks and historic sites from each state and U.S. territory. The Denver Mint marked these coins with the letter D, and that's where the 2015 D quarter comes into play. In 2015, the America the Beautiful Quarters featured stunning designs like the Homestead National Monument in Nebraska Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, and Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina. These coins were instantly popular due to their unique reverse designs. One of the most notable quarters from this year is the Homestead National Monument design. The reverse side features a log cabin, a water pump, and ears of corn, representing the importance of farming in American history. Meanwhile, the D mint mark on the front side tells us it was minted in Denver. This D mint mark is essential because it signifies that the coin was produced in Denver, and in some cases, certain variations or errors have led to significantly higher values. Now, let's talk about what makes these 2015 D quarters potentially worth a small fortune. While most 2015 quarters are only worth face value, some with specific errors or in pristine condition can fetch high prices at auction. For example, if you have a Homestead quarter with what's known as a snow on the roof error, where extra metal appears on the roof of the cabin, or a leaky bucket error, where extra metal appears on the water pump bucket, you could be looking at a valuable find. In top conditions, like a mint state grade of MS67 or MS68, these coins could even sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars. And in extremely rare cases with unique features, some collectors speculate they could be worth much more, sometimes making it to millions, although this is extremely rare and requires specific conditions. If you have a 2015 D quarter, check the condition carefully. Look for mint luster, sharp details, and avoid coins with scratches or wear. Even minor marks can reduce the value significantly. Preserve your coin properly by handling it with gloves, storing it in a protective case, and keeping it out of humid environments. The better the condition, the more valuable it could become over time. So, next time you come across a 2015 D quarter dollar, take a closer look. Who knows, you might just be holding a coin worth a lot more than you think. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more coin tips, and let us know in the comments what other coins you'd like us to explore. We're diving into the 1986 Washington quarter. We'll explore its history, unique features, and what could make this ordinary-looking coin potentially worth millions of dollars. Let's get started. Historic photos of U.S. Mint and vintage footage of coin production. Let's start with a little history. The 1986 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, with the P mint mark right above the in the word quarter on the coin's reverse. The Washington quarter itself has been around since 1932, introduced to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. But the 1986 quarter? Well, it's unique for reasons we'll soon uncover. Focus on details of the quarter with slow zoom on George Washington's profile. 1986 wasn't a year of radical design changes or a silver composition, but some rare quirks in this year's batch made it a standout coin among collectors today. Most of these quarters were struck from copper nickel clad, meaning no silver here, but certain coins struck in error. They're the treasures everyone's looking for. Graphic highlighting the obverse and reverse sides with red circles marking points of interest. So, what makes a 1986 quarter special enough to be worth millions? It's all in the details, folks. Some of these quarters left the mint with errors, extraordinary minting mistakes that happened in very small numbers. Look out for these rare characteristics that turn a regular 25-cent coin into something priceless. Close-up of the edges and the reverse, highlighting any doubling errors. Some 1986 quarters may have unique die errors, like doubling on certain letters, or an improperly prepared planchet, giving it an unusual color or even a thicker edge. These variations make each coin a true collector's gem. Want to know if you have one of these rare finds? Grab a magnifying glass and closely examine the coin. Look for any noticeable differences, like extra thickness on the letters or an unusual edge. If you spot something unusual, you may just have a rare variety. Look carefully for doubling errors, especially on the "In God We Trust" or the date itself. If the coin has any noticeable differences in the lettering or image, you're one step closer to finding a valuable 1986 quarter. Now, let's talk about the big question: why could these coins be worth millions? When a rare coin has errors, it becomes a collectible item that some collectors will pay big money to get their hands on. The rarer the error and the better the condition, the higher the coin's value skyrockets. Auction footage with coins on display, people bidding, etc. Recent auctions have shown that rare error coins, especially those in perfect mint condition, have fetched incredible prices. Coins like this have sold for thousands, and in certain cases, bidding wars have taken them all the way to the $1 million mark. Close-up shot of the 1986 p quarter and then zoom out to a jar of quarters. So, if you've got some 1986 p quarters lying around, it's time to check them out. Remember, finding a coin with these rare traits isn't easy, but the hunt is half the fun. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, you could be one coin away from striking gold. Camera zooms in on narrator holding a quarter. We're diving into the world of this unassuming Washington quarter to find out why some collectors are paying premium prices for specific coins from this year in mint. So, grab your change jars and let's get started. The Washington quarter, featuring George Washington on the front, has been a staple of American currency since 1932. It was originally created to honor Washington's 200th birthday and has since become a widely recognized coin. The P mint mark on the 1994 quarter indicates it was minted in Philadelphia, where millions of quarters were produced that year. Now, 1994 was a busy year for the Philadelphia Mint, as they produced over 1 billion Washington quarters that year. While that might seem like a huge number, not all 1994 P quarters are created equal. Among those billions, a few rare gems can stand out, and collectors will pay top dollar if they meet certain conditions. So what makes one of these quarters worth so much? Generally, coins become valuable due to rare errors, high-grade conditions, or unusual minting features. Some 1994 P quarters with rare errors have been known to sell at auction for thousands of dollars, and that's just for starters. If you have a 1994 P quarter with pristine features, like sharp details and a clean, unblemished surface, you could have a valuable piece in your hands. So what about those $1 million coins? While it's rare, certain quarters have been known to reach staggering values due to their unique appeal, including extreme rarity, historical importance, or uncirculated condition. Coins that are graded highly by professional services like MS-68 or higher can reach six-figure amounts. And if there's a unique minting error combined with that grade, the value can soar. Wondering if your 1994 P quarter might be worth something? Here are some tips. First, check the coin's condition. Look for coins with minimal wear and sharp details. Next, examine the mint mark area for any unusual features, like doubling, die cracks, or other anomalies. High-grade examples, especially those with unique errors, are incredibly rare but worth the hunt. Finally, if you think you found a rare 1994 P quarter, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll assess your coin's condition, grade it, and certify it. Once graded, you'll have a better idea of its market value. Some collectors choose to sell their graded coins through reputable auctions, where high-value coins can fetch a premium price. So, could you have a fortune hiding in your pocket change? You might. Keep an eye out for those rare 1994 P Washington quarters, and you could turn a simple quarter into a valuable piece of numismatic history. We're diving into a modern-day coin that's been generating a ton of buzz, the 2021 P Mint Mark quarter dollar. Could this ordinary-looking coin actually be worth a fortune? Let's find out. First, let's talk a bit about this coin's background. The 2021 quarter dollar is part of the U.S. Mint's America the Beautiful series, which began in 2010 to celebrate America's national parks and historic sites. The 2021 coins include designs that honor the final entries in the series, with a special design for Washington crossing the Delaware, a patriotic symbol of courage and determination in American history. But unlike many quarters, the 2021 quarters have some unique features that make them stand out to collectors, especially those minted in Philadelphia, indicated by the P mint mark. So why all the fuss about the 2021 P quarter dollar? Well, a few factors make this coin special. First off, some 2021 quarters from the Philadelphia Mint were struck with errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or die chips. Error coins are often highly sought after because they're rare and intriguing. Also, some of these coins, if they were barely circulated and are still in perfect or near-perfect condition, what collectors call MS68 or MS69 grade, can fetch high prices at auction. The mint state condition, combined with the uniqueness of the design, elevates its value significantly. For instance, some high-grade, flawless examples of the 2021 P quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, and the market is still young, meaning values could keep rising. Alright, so where does the millions of dollars talk come in? Here's the scoop. In the coin world, history shows us that coins can take decades to reach legendary values. Classic coins, often older, rare varieties, have been known to appreciate dramatically over time, especially if they're kept in pristine condition. So, if you happen to own a flawless 2021 P quarter with an unusual error or impeccable grade, you're already sitting on a coin that's highly desirable. With time, as more collectors seek these rare specimens, their value could skyrocket. Look for die errors or unusual markings. Misprints, die cracks, or doubling can add massive value. Get the coin graded if it's in exceptional shape. The higher the grade, the greater its value, especially for modern coins. Hold for the long term. Consider holding on to it. The coin market fluctuates, and sometimes patience is rewarded as demand grows. So, is your 2021 P quarter worth millions right now? Maybe not yet, but could it be? Absolutely. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and patience, this coin has the potential to become one of the most coveted pieces in your collection. We're diving into the 2013 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. This coin may seem ordinary, but certain rare varieties can make it worth an eye-popping amount. Let's get into the story, details, and what to look out for. The Washington Quarter series has been a mainstay of U.S. currency since 1932. Originally, the design honored the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and it's gone through various changes over the years. By 2013, the United States Mint was in full swing producing quarters with unique designs for each state, territory, and national park. 2013 was a special year for collectors, with quarters issued as part of the America the Beautiful series. The D Mint mark on these quarters tells us they were minted in Denver. One standout design for this year is the Mount Rushmore National Memorial Asterisk quarter, which features a dramatic depiction of the iconic monument on its reverse side. So, what makes some 2013 D quarters worth significantly more? It's all about condition, rarity, and errors. Coins graded as MS68 or MS69 by companies like PCGS and NGC are incredibly rare in the modern coinage world. Only a handful reach this perfect condition straight from the mint. Additionally, some rare mint errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet errors have shown up on the 2013 quarters. These errors can make a simple 25-cent coin worth thousands, sometimes even pushing into six figures depending on demand and condition. Let's talk numbers. A pristine 2013 D Washington quarter in a rare grade of MS69 sold for several thousands of dollars, setting a record for this coin. And experts believe that if an MS70 or near-perfect quarter from 2013 D was ever found and put up for sale, it could fetch prices in the millions. Why? Because collectors around the world are on the lookout for the best examples of modern coins, and when only one or two are found in near-perfect condition, competition drives prices to unbelievable heights. Want to know if you're holding a treasure? Here's what to look for. Check the quarter's mint mark for a clear, well-defined D. Next, examine the coin under a magnifying glass for any doubling in the letters or any unusual patterns on Washington's face or the Mount Rushmore scene. And remember, if you think you've got a high-grade or error coin, it's worth getting it graded by a professional. So, next time you come across a 2013 D Washington quarter, don't just toss it in with your spare change. Take a closer look. Who knows? You could be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more treasure hunting tips. Happy collecting! We're diving into the fascinating history of the 2006 P Mint Mark $quarter coin. This coin, a part of the 50-state quarters program, has captured the attention of collectors, and for some, it's even worth a small fortune. So what makes this 2006 quarter so unique? Let's get into it. First, let's talk a bit about the 50-state quarters program. Launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999, this program released quarters that each honored one of the 50 states. Every year, 5 new designs were released, showcasing elements of each state's history, culture, or landmarks. This program attracted a massive following of collectors, eager to complete a set. In 2006, the states of Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota were honored. Each quarter design was unique, representing something iconic about each state. So what about the 2006 Mint Mark quarter dollar? The P indicates that these coins were minted in Philadelphia. While millions of these quarters were produced, certain factors can elevate their value significantly. For example, coins in pristine condition, or those with unique minting errors, can be worth much more than their face value. Some 2006 quarters exhibit unique minting errors. You might come across a double die error, where the design appears doubled, or a misstrike, where the coin's details are slightly off-center. Such errors are often the result of mechanical issues at the mint and can make these coins incredibly rare, and sometimes worth thousands of dollars. Collectors are especially interested in coins with these errors because each one is one of a kind. So, if you happen to find a 2006 quarter with any unusual features, you might be holding on to something quite valuable. Of course, condition matters too. Quarters that have been well preserved in mint state, meaning they show no signs of wear and have sharp, clear details, can fetch a higher price. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can officially rate a coin's quality, with the highest grade being MS70, a perfect coin. Now let's talk numbers. While a typical 2006 quarter is only worth its face value, rare ones with minting errors or those in exceptional condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In some rare cases, a 2006 quarter with multiple errors or perfect grading has sold for a hefty price, making it a prized possession among collectors. So, how can you find one of these valuable 2006 quarters? Start by checking your change or visiting coin shops. And if you find one with unique characteristics, consider getting it graded by a professional. That's the best way to ensure you get the maximum value if you decide to sell. Who knew that a regular quarter from 2006 could be worth so much? With the right combination of rarity, condition, and unique errors, this coin has the potential to be a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed learning about the 2006 quarter and want more coin history, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.